This is a Heritage Hip Hop exclusive. This is a Heritage Hip Hop exclusive.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop, where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today. And we're at the Fleet DJs Music Conference, and guess what? The East is in the house. We got two artists from New York City. Yo, talk to them. Introduce yourselves.
What's going on? It's Felix from 6'5", producer representing Brookyln, New York. Fleet's in the house. You already?
Yo, it's your boy Ruciano. I'm the rap artist. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let's get it. Big chillin' and shit, TOG shit. You ain't know what's up, man.
Big facts.
I'm gonna just go start controversial with y'all. I don't do that. Where y'all come from, what made you rap, and all that. That's for the big interview. We're just gonna go hard on this one because it's Brooklyn. How could you not?
Right. Get it.
What is the new New York, and why is it so hated and not celebrated in your opinion?
Well, I feel like that's a controversial topic. Like, I feel like it is celebrated to a certain extent. Like, I feel like a lot of the older like generations, like people older than us and stuff, really don't like a lot of the drill stuff and stuff like that that's coming out. So yeah, there's controversy. But if you go out to the streets, I mean, the young boys are messing with it. So you know, it's just two sides of the same coin, really.
Shit, I'm with whatever that sound good, man.
You with whatever sound good?
At this point, like, you know what I'm saying? I know what I put out when I put out music, but you know what I'm saying? Sonically, when I listen to something, I know sometimes what I'm looking for when I listen to certain artists. So like, you know, like if I know you're not like lyrically inclined, I'm not gonna look for you for that. I'm gonna look for you for a little song. You know what I'm saying? And if I know you lyrically inclined, I'm gonna look for both. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's unfair that New York deserves it sometimes, and sometimes they don't. Let me tell you what I mean. Are any of y'all got kids?
I don't know.
Okay, so check this out. If you had a kid, right? Could somebody raise your kid better than you?
Of course not.
That's why New York is like with hip hop.
But the only person I feel like that probably could do that would be my mother.
So it's still the same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing. Hip hop came from New York, so New York does have a certain responsibility to always give their opinion because it started there.
Right.
But children also grow, and they expand as they travel the world and come back home.
Right.
So there's certain things New York should not be able to do.
Right.
I think New York kind of devoured itself in that attitude because when people said we got to bring New York back, there were credible artists in New York that was killing it that people from outside of the culture did not push. How hard is it for you to come out of that era with the beginning of the lack of push for New York came to now where people don't give a fuck and they're doing what they want and you can't say nothing to stop it? How does that influence and affect you when it came to making your own music?
Shit, it's all about networking, man. You see, we out here right now in North Carolina with you. So it's like, it's little things like that matters the most too at the end of the day, because you can just be stagnant and stuck in your town. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably stuck in your town and you buzzing. All right, cool. But then you probably stuck in your town and you not buzzing because there's a million motherfuckers like you doing the same shit. So what make you different from anybody? Little shit like this make you different from everybody. You know what I mean? Actually making a step forward to trying to like reach that goal point. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I fucks with
that's just how I feel. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like it's branding. I mean, people are gonna like your shit. Some people are not gonna like your shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's inevitable.
Right.
You can't please
that
everybody.
shit come with the territory, bro. Like, it's like, I like a bunch of artist shit, and there's a lot of motherfuckers I don't like their shit at all.
Yeah.
And there's people that I know personally that rap that I like their shit, and then some of their shit I don't like. It's not for me, like, you know what I mean? So, find your niche.
Brooklyn is a monster though, and this is what I mean. New York. If anybody really knows New York City, I call it the Game of Thrones. Because every territory is a kingdom. A Harlem dude is not a Brooklyn dude, is not a Queens dude, you know what I'm saying? The Bronx dude, it's all different, right?
Facts. You call somebody out that borough, they're gonna quickly let you know what borough they from.
We so love when we're out of town, though. I've been noticing that. North Carolina, we all teamed up.
Right.
But then in Brooklyn, East New York is different than Brownsville. Is different from, even if you want to put Coney Island in, you know, everything's different. What is your section, and how do you represent that differently than the other sections in your music?
Yo, now with that question, right? I don't represent, like, I don't break Brooklyn apart, man. I'm from Brooklyn. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn. So it's like when somebody asks me where I'm from, my automatic answer is Brooklyn.
Okay.
Now, if you from Brooklyn, Then we break down into the sub parts of Brooklyn, like Coney Island, Flatbush. That's where I'm from, Coney Island and Flatbush. Shout out. But you know what I'm saying? To me, that shit is in my music. That shit is irrelevant because it's just like I feel like I'm just carrying Brooklyn on my back. Then forget Brooklyn. I feel like I'm representing New York. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's, boy, this is the home of the greats, bro. This is the Brooklyn Nets. This is the Knicks. Like,
I mean, I represent it in a different way. Like, my name, Felix from 6'5", represents my block. I'm from 65th Street, you know what I mean? So, nice. Like, it's in my name, and it's a constant reminder that, like I'm not bigging up my block. Like, my block isn't anything, I'm not anything. It's a way to humble me in a way. It's a way to get me out of there, you know what I mean? So it's a constant reminder, like, this is where I'm from, this is where I'm at. That's not where I want to be for the rest of my life, you know what I mean?
No,
so, like, it's a bit of hope in a way in my name. So that's the way that I carry it, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Brooklyn is subliminally also diverse. Like, you could tell where somebody's from based on their lingo if you're from the towns, you know what I mean? But like, it's really the same shit, like, you know what I mean? We're all out here trying to, like, express our passion and make a lane for ourselves, you know what I mean? Trying to get in where we fit in, basically.
No, I respect that. Let me ask you this question then. Production out of New York has grown to the point where there's different eras of beats that came from New York. Right. What's your favorite era of music from New York, hip hop, or the beat driven wise? And I'm talking. Honestly,
I can't just pick one era in specific. Like, I love the '90s. I love the early 2000s.
The DJ Premier era.
You know what I mean? Like, people are always gonna, like, pick different things. For me, like, I listen to music in specific in regards to my mood. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going through some shit, I might put on the Illmatic album and you know what I mean? Like, that's what I need right now.
Right.
At the same time, sometimes I want to turn up or whatever, or like, whenever I'm working out, I need to play some 50 Cent. Like, that shit gets me going.
Okay.
Two different eras, two different significance to me, both respected equally. You know what I mean? So for me to pick one era is it's blasphemy.
Blasphemy, okay.
The DJ Premier era, that shit was not, I'm not gonna say like his era, but like, I don't know, it's something about that. That shit is golden, man. That shit is like.
That was for you? What's your favorite Premier beat?
I'm not gonna say it's for me, but I feel well. Like, with the syllables, like, it's just like big shout out to DJ Premier. He chopped up my record for 2 months, man. It's like that shit, like that sound and the way I rap with the syllables and all that, the jumpy flows and like just having fun with it, the way I nod my head to the beat, that shit just hit so well.
Like one of the craziest things about Ruciano that I noticed and shit, like, he spits bars like he's from the 90s and shit, but he'll do it on like a trap beat or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like a way of taking something that is significant to you, but still making it modern, you know what I mean? And appealing to everybody. So I could definitely see why his answer is that. Like,
that's a true talent, because I mean, let's go to one of the greatest of all time. When Life After Death came out, that shit stopped the game. Not only because he was dead. That's one of the greatest albums ever made. Yeah. That's up there with Thriller, Like a Virgin, fucking James Brown. Like,
some of them raps still like hit. Some of them raps still hit me the same way that it hit me when I first heard it.
You know what I mean? When we hear that
20,
shit.
30 years later, I'm just like, yo.
And the reason I brought that up is because if you ever got the Biggie Duets album, a lot of those bars are from Life After Death.
Right.
And when you hear them on different beats, you be like, what the, like, how does it match so well?
I kind of like the Jim Jones and, Jim Jones and, was it Joel Santana? Yeah, Joel Santana and Jim Jones part on there. That shit was hard.
I mean, that's what makes
really hard.
Timeless music amazing, is because no matter what time you're in, it still sounds authentic.
Yeah. One of the things about Biggie is, though, like, he was advanced for his time. I mean, people were saying that in the 90s even, like, who is this dude? Like, how the fuck does he rap like that? Like, you know, it wasn't a common thing.
Well, you're an MC, right?
Yeah.
And you're a producer. I'm gonna ask you the same question 2 different ways.
Right. Please.
What makes an MC timeless, and what makes a beat timeless?
Okay.
Now as an MC, right? What I do to try to remain timeless, I try to stop talking about current events.
Okay.
Because the more you stay away from current events, the more shit don't be outdated.
That's
Because it's just like, it's something that is more than right now, but it's every day.
What about you? What you think? What
You want to make a beat that's timeless? Stop following trends and waves and stuff. Like, I feel like you need to have some significance behind your beat. But the most important thing in music is making people feel something. If you can make them feel something, it's never gonna die out.
From the heart, from like experience is something that is not timeless. Experience got longevity.
It's the best teacher.
Exactly. Like you see locks, learn off experience.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop taught me more shit than school. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like experience, literally, like you having a way to channel that into the music. It's like.
Yeah, we're really from Brooklyn. Like hip hop was our father in a way.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This is something I say to most people in my real interviews. I say life is a classroom without walls.
Right.
You will learn every day,
as you go.
And the day you stop learning is the day you die.
Right.
Now I'm gonna answer my opinion to what you said and yours, and let's build.
Sure.
You know what made Biggie timeless?
I'm listening.
His voice, because Biggie knew how to sing through his lyrics. Remember back in the days when niggas had ways, cause he was the one that really perfected that. And that was on his first album. What made Nas timeless, he was able to paint the picture that you could relate to.
Right.
What made Jay-Z timeless was that he learned how to slow down and give you the simplicity of his complex world. Now with hip hop, you know what make beats timeless? The heart, the soul, and the memory. See, when you think of, like my man here, when you think of music, right? If I ask you what song was playing when you got your first piece of ass, you remember that.
And those jeans.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, even with your music, right? When you make music that someone can listen and relate their lives to, it's timeless. Because not if one person can do it, everybody can do it.
Right.
So what makes you the everybody MC and the everybody producer?
I mean, I feel like everybody could do it. I started producing during the pandemic. I took that time to learn a new craft.
Not that everybody could do it. What makes you that for everybody?
Oh, what makes me like accessible to everybody?
Well, what makes you that forever person for everybody else?
Well, like I said, man, like I try to do shit based off the feels or whatever. Like, you know, you might not like my appearance, you might not like the way that I talk, or this, that, and a third. But if you listen to my beats and you don't feel something, there might be something wrong with you. I don't know, like you know what I mean?
I rock
it's not
with that
anything
answer.
at that point.
I rock with that answer. What about you?
Shit, what makes me, no funny shit, like, I don't know the whole world, but like my immediate circle, the people I be around, I always try to take their advice.
Okay.
And I can't take their advice for every song, but I try to take their advice for when it does come around where I like there's certain shit that I probably say a lot, or it's probably certain words I probably overuse. So my mans would be like, yo, bro, like, let's give that word a break. And let's find another word that still means that same word, but it's just not that word, because you're saying that word too much.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna give you a perfect example, like the word swag. Mm-hmm. Swag is overly used.
By far.
Right.
And niggas don't even know where it came from.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, instead of saying the word swag, I'm trying to say other words that correlate to swag. It's my style.
Yeah.
It's my persona.
Being yourself.
It's my aura.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the same shit, but it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different word. Now I could play off of that, and I could, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Basically
with that mindset,
with that even.
yeah, right. With that mindset, I try to just keep that, like, because with that is gonna help me, like, you know what I mean? And knowing other people from other neighborhoods and knowing other lingos is like, I'm outside. So it's like, I got people in Chicago, I know, I got people in Florida, family, and I got young kids in my family. They outside too. So just being around them, talking to them, they saying shit like, I'm in New York, we say son all day.
Yeah.
When you talk to somebody in Florida, they be like, yo, jit, yo, that's my dog. Like, you know, it's common lingo. So now when you start knowing these things and you start being around these things and be exposed to these things, you fuck around, pick up on the lingo. And it's just like, when I call my cousin normally, I'm not speaking like, yo, what's good, son? I'm like, yo, my dog, what up, my dog? Like, you know, shit like that. Then it's just regular after that. It's part of your vocabulary. It's like, now you can fuck around, do some shit that sounds like it's out of state because you already, like, you heard the sound, you know the lingo. It's like, it may not fully sound like it's out there, but you know what I mean? You're aware, like, you just have that knowledge, like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it's many different ways to look at it, man.
It's a beautiful thing, hip hop, ain't it?
Yo, I was just telling that in the car, man. It's like, yo, this shit is amazing, bro. Like, this shit is really amazing, bro. Like, it's no right way to do it. There's no manual guide. There's no, like, yo, you gotta do it this way. No, this shit is like abstract art, bro.
It's living.
Just get the canvas, paint this, do your shit, and you got a meaning behind it. That's your meaning. I can't take away from how you felt when you made it.
Facts.
I can't tell you nothing about how you did it, bro. Nothing.
Well, I think we did good, man. So drop your social media, and if y'all want to play the 4 questions, I got 4 questions for you.
Wow.
Well, drop your social media one more time. Social media.
Yo, I go by Ruciano. That's every single platform. Ruciano. Some platforms got an underscore at the end, some platforms don't. But literally, once you type in Ruciano, I pop up everywhere.
Google.
Felix from 6'5", same thing, across all platforms, all boards. You can reach me. Felix from 6'5" underscore. Felix from underscore 6'5" on IG. But if you type in Felix from me, I'll pop up. I'll be there.
That's what's up.
See me blowing some smoke.
Now we're gonna play a game.
Get it.
I'm gonna turn y'all against each other now. Here we go.
You can't stand them anyway.
We've been waiting for this moment.
Here we go. I'm gonna put something up in the air. You give your opinion of it, and then we just.
All right.
LP or EP?
EP.
Either or.
Why?
I go with EP because it's, as an independent producer who works with a lot of independent artists, I advise them to go with EPs because it's easier to promote as opposed to LP. Okay. So if you're signed and stuff like that and you got the budget for it, then by all means put out more work.
Okay.
I'm a rapper. Like I just like bodies of work. I like music. I'm just looking for the next project you drop if I'm a fan. So if you got an EP, I'm on it. You got an LP, I'm on it. So either or doesn't matter to me because I'm gonna listen to either or.
What would you rather drop, an EP or LP?
It all depends on the paperwork. Whatever the paperwork is calling for.
Whatever the money is.
Yeah, whatever
that budget
That's
is.
the bottom line.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I could care less. Like I'm gonna do an EP, I'm gonna do an LP, I'm gonna do a GP, I'm gonna do a CP.
All right. So check this out. A lot of people call themselves independent, but they're not really independent artists because they sign for distribution.
Right.
What would you rather be, independent or signed?
Either or.
I mean, it depends on the contract. I know a lot of people that, have made their way in music and they've been signed and they got a great contract, so it's not a problem. So, I mean, it really depends on the paperwork at the end of the day. If you can make more money being independent or you can make more money off a label, then God bless, whichever benefits you.
Okay. Next question.
Get a good lawyer.
Facts. An entertainment lawyer, by the way. What borough gives Brooklyn the most work? Who's the biggest competition?
Right now, the Bronx, honestly.
Yeah,
they've been going at it. They've been going.
Yeah.
They're always considered the mecca. Whenever I say I'm from New York, they're like, oh, the Bronx. So
for some years, it was Queens.
It was Queens. But now the Bronx.
Harlem had his little time for some time. Like Dipset came around.
DX and BK.
Queens had his time because they had the Nas, Prodigy,
CNN and all that.
CNN, Capone, Noriega and all that.
Yeah.
But right now, at its current state, like today, hip hop right now with like the drill wave and all that, it's the Bronx.
Yep.
Bronx, the BX.
Bronx. And big up to them. No hate towards the Bronx.
And there's no hate because the Bronx, no funny shit, and some
Brooklyn,
shit they fuck with Brooklyn too. And like, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the Bronx. I fuck. Yeah. Once it's good, once it's shit that sound like, you know what I mean? I'm with it. Like,
I ain't mad at it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's good music. It's good music.
Right.
We don't hate.
Right.
Big up to the Bronx.
All right. So, how y'all like being on Heritage Hip Hop, and which y'all come back?
Absolutely, big up. These questions are serious. Like, love what you're doing, bro. You don't ask them easy questions, and I respect it, bro.
Yeah, I fuck with my man from Heritage Hip Hop. Pardon me with the, you know what I mean, with the slur and all that. My man's pulled up on me. He was at the performance and all that. Showed me love. We chopped it up. So definitely, if you ever hit me up, it's all love with me. So it's
what's gonna happen? We're gonna do this officially.
Right. I'm here for it.
Now y'all want the real question? This is the last question.
Right.
I wanted it for you, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get it in. Here's your final question. I believe Brooklyn is the perfect place to represent hip hop.
Okay.
Because Brooklyn is the only place they made a song that represents where they're from more than once.
Multiple times. Facts.
So what's better? Crooklyn Dodgers 1, 2, or 3?
I'm gonna always go with the first. I always go with first shit because the first shit is what sparks the idea for the second and third shit. So if the first shit was never created, you would never have the second and third.
Yeah, it's the original. I'm gonna have to go.
The original.
The original. Don't get me wrong. The other one. All right. Damn. 2 and 3. That's crazy.
You remember 3? Because most people don't remember 3. 3 was done by Ninth Wonder. It had Jean Grey, Memphis Bleak, and
yes, I remember 3.
I forgot the last person, but that was the last one, and it was called Brooklyn on My Mind or something like that.
I'm gonna have to go with the first one still.
I think my favorite Brooklyn anthem is from Uncle Murder, though.
Okay.
It's a lot of Brooklyn anthems though to put that in the air. Like it's a lot.
Shout out to East New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's the Earth City. What's up?
Hey man, look. So y'all got the answer. If y'all want to be real hip hop, represent your borough, represent your city, represent your state. So no matter where they go,
Represent yourself. That's the first and foremost. Represent yourself. Find out who you are as a person. And represent that. Don't put out this false narrative or whatever. Represent yourself, because hip hop is gonna come within that, bro. Once you got the rhythm in it, it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Another gem. People are always gonna forget what you say. People are always gonna forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So
facts.
Tap in.
And with that being said, just remember, Disney makes money by selling to the kids. Hip hop makes money by selling to the soul. So have a clean soul, a clean heart, and a clean canvas to represent yourself and God, the hip hop with. Peace.
Peace and love.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here.